I'm not making any money talking these days. Good Christ, 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 Christ. I'm a dick, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. Still am. I guess I am a decent guy because I'm a fucking jerk, and I'm not a jerk. Apparently, I'm a dick. I'm not an awful guy, but I've done so much ridiculous stuff. I'm an awful guy. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. I'm sitting here with Lili von Stupp. She's the producer of said show, said podcast. And folks, I've got loose ends to clean up. I've got first of all, Lily's wearing hammer pants. I should go ahead and mention that right now. She's far too legit to quit because she is wearing hammer pants over her knee brace because again she needs surgery, folks. We've talked about this. So send her money via PayPal, and let's all pay for Lily's surgery. Let's do that. I have loose ends, folks, because I listened to last week's show. And folks, let's all remember how great last week's show was. And please, let's keep that memory fresh in our brains as we listen to this week's show. Because just in case this week's show doesn't live up to the incredible standards set by last week's show, I want to make sure that you guys have that fresh in your mind. If at any point you're listening to this show and you're like, hey, this boat's going nowhere, click back to last week's show and go, oh, hi, I remember this guy. He was funny. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and go listen to his dud. And I thought last week's was a dud, and then I got a nice note from a guy saying it wasn't a dud, and I said, I know it wasn't a dud for real. I mean, my brain. I mean, I might say it's a dud or say it's not going well, folks, but that's who I am. I mean, I feel that my life is a dud. I mean, I'll say that. I feel that my life is a dud and it's not going well, but I don't really feel my life's a dud, and I certainly don't want to end it in any capacity. What, do you think I want to end it? Do you think I want to kill myself? Because I don't. There's always that thought in your brain. I had that when I was a kid. I used to think about that all the time about killing myself, and because again, it's just that juvenile way of I bet then they'd be mad, and then they'd come to my funeral and they'd be sad. And then, like I said, I grew up, and John Ritter's death has put everything into perspective. I I had things in perspective long before John Ritter's death regarding suicide, folks. But what I'm saying is, all that bullshit of, oh, they'll miss me when I'm gone, that all disappeared when John Ritter died, and I went, nobody fucking cared, because nobody cared. I mean, he died, and then 2 days later, that's it. He's in the ground. He's in a fucking pine box. That's where he's taking a dirt nap. That's what he's doing. He's doing the big sleep, and any other movie or euphemism I can think of. But yeah, so he was doing that. Nobody cared. He's gone. He's long gone. Very rarely do you think of him. You only think of him when you see his son and go, wow, he looks a lot like his dad. Oh, his dad's dead. Oh. But when you're a kid, though, there's always that thought of suicide where you're just like, I bet I'd make them all mad and they wouldn't know what to do and then they'd be sad forever. And then you, wind up, beating off and falling asleep. So that... sadly, I used to actually have that thought while I was beating off. That was what got me off as a child. The thought of killing myself and having everybody be sad about it. Oh God, my cock was never harder than when I was thinking about the universal hatred there was for me and how I'd make them all sad. That's when I would be raging. That's when I would be at my most tumescent. Is when I would just have a fistful of crank and go to work thinking about killing myself. All right, I probably should be working this out with a professional. I'll tell you, but come on, we all had that thought about it. And then since then I've taken like psych tests that I've had to take for various reasons. And like I had to go to when I had the fat guy surgery, they gave me like this fucking 9-page questionnaire, and they, and one of the questions was, have you ever thought of suicide? And I think anybody who says no is lying on that questionnaire. I think everybody in the world has thought, it's flashed through your head. If you're being honest, the very thought of it has flashed through your head at some point during your adolescence. I mean, we're not all walking around. We're not all fucking Robert Smith from The Cure. But at some point you went, you know what? I wonder, maybe things would be better if I wasn't here. Like, I mean, even if you had that thought, you've thought about suicide, in my opinion. Which means, in my opinion, everybody in the world has thought about it. And I certainly don't say that just to justify my thoughts of it. I'm sure I'm not hanging all of that baggage on you folks. I'm not thinking that you guys are going to come along for the ride. And you're not going to go vertical slash instead of horizontal. Again, some people want attention and some people want to die. All right. That's me talking about slashing your wrists. Yes, folks, I've thought of it. We all have. Come on. And because when you thought of suicide, you've thought about like the best way to do it, and then you're like, Because I mean, suicide is just—it's so selfish and ridiculous. Don't do it, folks. Teenage suicide, don't do it. I think Big Fun taught us that in Heathers. If anything, Big Fun taught us teenage suicide. Don't do it. That was in a movie called Heathers that they're making a sequel to, folks. They're making a sequel to Heathers. I don't know why they are. I don't understand it. And honestly, at this point, because the characters in it are older, you should just get Jack Nicholson to play the Christian Slater part. Because that's all he was doing in the initial Heathers was he was doing Jack Nicholson. But that had one of my favorite insults in the world, and I've actually used it many times, and it's never caught on. Like they called this girl a pillowcase, and I thought it was the greatest insult of all time. Just this empty shell that holds other things. Like I took it at to me its most literal meaning, and I loved it as an insult. Just this, you're a nothing. You're a pillowcase. What a great fucking, because a pillowcase is it's the absolute most useless piece of linen in the world. Well, you stuff a pillow inside of it. That's all you do. It's literally it's just there to hold other things. Pillowcases are weak, and I loved the fucking fact that it was an insult in that movie. Ah, Heather. I love my dead gay son. All right, so it's later and he's just doing Nicholson in that movie, right? The whole time? Seems to have an open door policy for assholes now, though, don't it? That's what he's doing the entire time in the movie. I hope you're not clapping for the horribly bad Nicholson. Oh, terrible. It was actually it was a terrible Slater, but it was a decent Slater, terrible Nicholson. All the great themes have been taken and turned into theme parks. That's from Pirate Radio, which is kind of what we're doing here, folks. We're doing, it's from Turn Up the Volume, Pump Up the Volume. That's what that movie was called, not Pirate Radio. Pirate Radio was that was actually when my buddy Dennis, his little brother Tommy, when we were kids, Tommy did a thing called Pirate Radio. Like back when people were still learning out how to work cable TV and things like that, there was a cable access station, and for some reason it would just. I don't know why. Like the screen of it was a cursor, and you could type stuff, and it would just come up. And then my buddy Tommy and his friends would do a thing called a pirate radio show, and they would it was them fucking around in a radio studio talking and typing. Like people would call up, and they would have. So it was essentially the beginning of online chat with an accompanying soundtrack, but it was done over a television. And yeah, that was awful. All right, so I don't even know why I told you. Who cares? But that's why pirate radio is in my fucking brain. Not that that's the only place I've ever seen the phrase pirate radio, but that's when I think of pirate radio. Okay, folks, if you don't like it, kill yourselves. But I think we've all decided, you know what? You shouldn't kill yourself. Don't do it. All right. I've had an interesting week, folks. Lili is here in her hammer pants and her Doll Hut tank top. The Doll Hut in Anaheim, California. That is a strip bar or a regular bar? Or
it's a regular bar, but they have a strip club theme in there.
I see.
They have all these great old photos of like Lili St. Cyr and shit.
And you danced there, you said?
Yeah, they occasionally have a burlesque show and bands.
So you did burlesque. You didn't. It wasn't like a get naked type of deal.
No, sadly, but I'll be doing that.
Why do you say sadly? Why do you say you're so funny? Because I've said to you like you're naked on the internet. You're like, no, I would never do that. And then all of a sudden now you're like, sadly, I wish I'd been naked on stage because you're a naked person. That's your deal.
I never would get naked because I was married to someone who was in the public eye.
Oh, okay, I see how it works.
That
all right.
We're going through a messy divorce.
All right, get your own show. All right, so.
I
do. Yeah, there you go. You go to Burlesque 411 and listen to that podcast and enjoy Lili as she talks about things that I won't let her talk about. But yeah, so the Doll Hut. So you danced there. How long ago did you dance there? It was like a few years ago, 2 years ago, a week ago. It was yesterday in her knee brace. She did she went out and danced. She was the Rose McGowan character from Grindhouse. She went ahead and did a strip with like a crazy machine gun leg. Yeah, Cherry. That's perfect. So but I see the Doll Hut in Anaheim and I think of a time because I thought it was a strip club because I went to a strip club once in Anaheim, California, and it was a strip club called the Wounded Knee Saloon, which is appropriate with you and your knee brace. I'm surprised you didn't dance there. But I went to the Wounded Knee Saloon, and it was like a strip club, but also they had oil wrestling and Jello wrestling and all that kind of stuff. So I went with my buddies Dennis and Mike, these guys that I knew in town. Not Dennis, clean up your squeak, Dennis, who I've talked about many times, but another guy, Dennis Eggs. This is the Dennis who, when I fell asleep at 7-Eleven, Dennis was the guy who would come and hang out with me, and when the guy was delivering the newspapers and said, fucked, he said it to me and Dennis, my buddy Eggs. So we'll call him Eggs. We won't call him the Dennis to mix people up. And then his other friend, Mike, came with us. So we went, and we're at this place. And it turned out that night they had shaving cream wrestling with the ladies. And they were going to go at it, and so we're there, and we're tipping and drinking and drinking and tipping and hanging out. And it wasn't a big crowd. Like, it was weird because it was like a Sunday night. I don't even know what led to this decision. Like, literally, we were in the house bored out of our fucking skulls. We're like, hey, let's go to the fucking whipped cream wrestling. All right, well, let's do it. Because that you don't need to ask me twice. I mean, that's honestly, I don't even know why we had to wait to be bored to think that that was an option. I mean, that should be top of your list, fun, exciting options. But we were like knocking around doing nothing on a Sunday, and we're like, hey, let's go to the fucking Wounded Knee. And I think here's how sad it was. I think we even brought a coupon, like, to get in. Like, it was one of those deals. I don't even know why they let you. How bad? That's how desperate they were to get people in on Sunday nights. But it was in the Orange County Register. There was a coupon. It was like free admission and like a free drink. It was that they had to get. They were paper in the joint, folks. They were tired of having oil wrestling for nobody. They were losing a ton of money on Mazzola, and they needed to get as many people in the door as they possibly could. And it was all about tips and drinks and that kind of deal. I don't know why they gave a free drink, but it's weird. Free admission and a free drink, that doesn't make sense. It might have just been free admission. I just drink free because that's who I am. I'm a good guy, and people like to buy me things. So I show up, and we go into the Wounded Knee, and there's women walking around. And I think you should, as you realize, the Wounded Knee Saloon, that's not going to get your top shelf of stripper, okay? That's going to get your stripper who talks a little too much about her kid at home, or might have a roadmap of Cleveland on her stomach. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we're talking stretch marks. We're talking but when you're a dude and you're going to a place like that, you're looking for that. Because then, if you show a little affection that way, or you amp up a little cashola, maybe you wind up with a head in your lap. Who knows how it's going to work out? You're looking to negotiate. You're looking to go, because you always hear, "Don't touch the girls." Well, that's inversely proportionate to how hot the girls are. Okay, because if you get girls that are like plain Jane strippers borrowing their sister's bikini, then you know what? Maybe they're not going to be too unhappy about climbing on up to your shoulders and sitting there for a while. You're on board with it. So, as a dude, again. Men are just, they're not, there's a plan for everything, folks, okay? I mean, Larry Miller used to do a bit about going to strip clubs, and he goes, you ever see men in a strip club? You ever see lions watching elk? And that's absolutely true, because, you go to a strip club and you're thinking, all right, well, who's the one that I'm going to be able to go ahead and get the most out of in this joint? And, you're thinking to yourself, oh, well, I mean, I'll cough up some money, maybe, but maybe, whatever. We'll try to figure out how it's going to work. Even though it's never going to happen, usually, like with the hottest strippers, it's never going to happen. But the whole time in your head, you're thinking, wait, do I got a chance with this chick? You're thinking that with any other stripper. Well, if you go to the Wounded Knee Saloon, you might have a chance with some of these girls, depending on how much bankroll you're flashing and how far you want to go. So we go, and we show up, and we're there drinking, and girls keep coming up and seeing if we want to lap dance. And again, they're very friendly because they want money. It's Sunday night. And I will say that only about, 30 guys are there. I mean, it's just dead. And so we're getting a lot of attention from girls, and then that's always funny too, because all of a sudden you're the king of the world, right? Because you're in this strip club, and there's 18 girls working, and there's only 30 dudes. So you're like, all of a sudden, if you show any money at all, you got 9 women sitting at your table. You're like, hey, this is great. I had a Coke, and I got boobs in my face all fucking night long for $5. So we're there, and these girls they kept trying to do, get us to do, but we're there for the whipped cream wrestling. That's the only thing we're there for. We're holding out. We're ready to watch that. So, we're just kind of we're talking to girls, but we're not, I'm not paying for lap dances. I'm not getting, pulled away, and I'm single-minded of purpose. I'm here for an athletic competition, folks. Okay, I'm not there just for skin and for ladies. I'm there to see the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. I'm waiting to see a couple women climb into a ring and go at it fucking Ready Whip style, all right? That's what I want to see. I want to see some asses wiggling and some dairy products getting slimed all over those said asses. Get moving, goddammit. Quit fucking talking to me, load up the Cool Whip, and climb in and pin somebody. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, this is a fun chat. I'm excited to hear about your daughter at home, but I want to see you fucking climb into somebody's ass. So we're waiting. So then they finally get the ring set up. And when by ring, I mean it's like, those velvet ropes that you wait behind outside. And they're like, they're on some like lowly post. They're just awful. It's just a horrible setup. This whole place reeks of desperation. And right in the center of it, me and my 2 friends. All right. Speaking of desperation on a Sunday night, 3 guys who, are just bursting at the jean seams waiting to fucking see some girls go at it. So, So we're there, and then the first two girls climb into the ring, and they, this is weird too. I didn't know how they would fill the ring with whipped cream. Like, I mean, in my head, I'm like, this is gonna take fucking forever with those cans. You know what I mean? Like, there's like 80 dudes shaking them. All right, I need another can. Like, literally, it's gonna take fucking months. So I don't know how the fuck they're gonna do it. So I'm waiting. What they do is they wheeled out like this contraption that's already filled with whipped cream. Like the entire thing is filled. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, then they must have spent all afternoon. And then I'm like horrified by it because I'm like, well, fuck, then that's been out. It's like a dairy product. Like, how did it not melt because it's hot? It's Anaheim. Fuck, I don't know. But who cares? Through the miracle of science, somehow they have wheeled out a pen that's what it looks like. It looks like a petting zoo. It's a petting zoo filled with whipped cream. That's exactly what it is. And it's about to have two fucking ladies go at it. So I'm excited. And I will tell you this about myself too, folks. I am a guy who likes to create artificial excitement. You might be aware of that. So I'm not content to just watch these girls wrestle, and I'm not going to sit back like Ben Gazzara and just throw dollars indiscriminately. I don't know why Ben Gazzara would do that, but apparently he would. But that's what I picture. I picture him just sitting back with like a stoic face and just like, yeah. Or like Puff Daddy, you know what I mean? Like not getting excited and just like throwing money and making it rain. No, I'm making this a spectator sport. Like I'm actively involved. And so the first, it's funny, I do a bit about strip clubs, and I always mention that talking to a girl named Cinnamon, and I got the name from this club because the first bout of the night was a girl named Randy, I assume with an I hope, and then the and Cinnamon, and they brought out Cinnamon. And I fucking could not stop laughing that her name was Cinnamon. So I said, all right, that's it. You know what? I'm fucking backing this horse. So they climb into the ring, and I'm just like, come on, Cinnamon! And I'm like, yeah, again, picture this. There's 30 dudes, and they're all in a strip club. They're trying to pretend like, again, men in a strip club are calm because they're just trying to look around, and they're overwhelmed by the fact that women are paying attention to them. Okay, strip clubs are very intimidating for men on that level because either they will act out and pretend to be big shots and they'll wave their fucking money around because they can't swing their dick around, or they'll be very quiet and they'll wait for girls to come to them. I go the other route. I'm just a jackass. It's like I told the story where I had the girl splat me in the face in the strip club. I'm that guy. I want to have fun, man. That's why I'm fucking there. So I get there, and then Cinnamon climbs in to face Randy in the first bout, and I am all over Cinnamon, dude. I am just like, come on, Cinnamon, take her out, fucking take her out. Like I'm screaming like it's a prize fight, and people are going, dude, these girls are just. This is an excuse for them to get naked and whipped cream. Like this isn't really an athletic competition. You're aware of that, correct? And they're giving me, but nobody will talk to me, but they're just giving me the look like, dude, you're taking this way too seriously, but I don't fucking care. Because you know why? You know who likes it? The strippers like it. They think it's fucking hysterical that for some reason this guy has decided that he's going to cheer for them like he's at the fucking Super Bowl. So me and Dennis and Mike decide Cinnamon's our girl. So we're just like, Cinnamon, come on, damn it. And if you ever seen Stripes, where Bill Murray walks up and he throws the glass of water in John Candy's face, like and to fucking revive him, like I wanted to do. I almost wanted to be Cinnamon's corner man. Like I'm like, oh, dude. So we walked up to the ring after, because they wrestled and when I say wrestling, by the way, these women aren't wrestling. They're making excuses to grab each other's boobs and whipped cream. That's the only thing that they're doing, and they're just kind of. Normally, but I will tell you that we lit a fire under them, so they were kind of like fake headlocking and like doing all this stuff. And we're just like, come on, Cinnamon! And then Randy would make a move, and we'd be like, oh, Randy, come on, ref! Like we're just being stupid. And there is a ref, by the way. I should tell you that there's a ref, and he's just this old grizzled dude who looks like he wants to be anywhere but there. And I'm just like, well, he looks like a guy who drank at the original Wounded Knee Saloon in Dodge City. That's how old this guy is. I mean, he's just like, he looks like Blue from Old School who winds up dying. I mean, he's like that kind of like his old man. And I'm like, dude. And so then I'm starting to worry because I think he might be a little too frail to handle the action if it gets out of hand. I don't want him to get overwhelmed because Cinnamon's thick. I mean, she looks like a girl who could take care of herself, and Randy's no slouch. So they go through their bout, and we're yelling for Cinnamon, and then it ends. And then we're waiting, and then they actually they wheel the thing into the back because it wasn't like a bunch of fights in a row. They had like one fight and then they wheel the. So I guess they're going to replenish the whipped cream. I guess that's what they're going to do. So they take it into the back, and the girls split, and then we're high fiving, we're acting like jerks, and then Cinnamon comes out and joins us at the table. Because she's excited that we've gone ahead and we've decided that she's our girl. So we're like, Cinnamon, and she walks out and we're like, Cinnamon, yes, because she wound up winning as far as we're concerned. And she walks out, we're just like, we high five her, and she sits down with us, and she's just like, why? Like, she wants to know why we're doing this, and we go, come on, why not? It's fun, because literally there's nothing else going on. There's just this lifeless music throbbing, and it's like '91, so it's just grunge, whatever. It's just not happening. So we're waiting, and we're talking to Cinnamon, and we buy her a drink, and she we asked her. This is funny. This is when, all right. Normally the girls are like, I'll have a champagne, and then you get your bill and it's $18. No, Cinnamon wants a shot. So we're like, all right, and so she drank a shot of peppermint schnapps. I mean, this is a girl who drinks, folks. This is not someone who's got some, like, she's not putting up a facade at all, other than, of course, the name Cinnamon. But she's like, yeah, you know what? I'll have peppermint schnapps. And we're like, you're fucking A right, you will. So we're like, barkeep, peppermint schnapps. And my buddy Mike winds up having one with her. So they like clink glasses and they knock it back. And then we're just talking to her, and she literally, there's guys who are coming over to her, and she's just kind of like, no, I'm okay. Like, she like hangs out with us because now we've crossed over from Stripper and John to where we're like her fan club. Like, she's like comfortable with us. So she's hanging out with us, and like people are coming up, like, and she's even kind of turned down money twice. Guys want dances, and she's like, no, I'm busy with these guys right now. And then we buy her another peppermint schnapps. She bangs it down. So then all three of my friends, we start making eye contact, like, hey, can we fuck Cinnamon? You think that's going to happen by any chance? Because, again, that's where guys are. Guys make that leap. Guys are never just content being, themselves. They're like, hey, you know what? Maybe we could fuck this girl because she's being nice to us and drinking. That's all it takes. Hey, this girl's kind of pleasant and she's drinking. I bet we could fuck her. Idiots. So then it's like cling, cling, cling. They ring the bell and they fucking wheel the ring back in. And two more girls are going to go at it. But honestly, we were talking to Cinnamon, and then we looked at Cinnamon. We're like, so which of these girls is cool? And she's like, oh, Dolly is my friend, because this time it was Dolly, and I don't remember the other girl's name, because all I know is when she said Dolly was her friend, that was it. Come on, Dolly! We're standing up, and we're fucking going crazy, and Cinnamon's leading the charge like she's at her table with it. Woohoo! We're going crazy. And the old ref is out there, and again, just, oh my God, just hanging on to life by a thread, waiting to take his last breath and collapse in a pile of Cool Whip. That's all this man is waiting to do. And I will tell you that he did not do a great job of refereeing, because Dolly got thrown down a couple of times, and then there was some chicanery going on, and I was not a fan. I did not enjoy. I'm like, come on, ref, step up your game, goddammit. This girl is all over Dolly. And then Dolly, I will tell you, Dolly would she thought Cinnamon was funny because Cinnamon was like cheering for her, but she wanted nothing to do with that. Like, she wouldn't even make eye contact. And we're like, come on, Dolly. And she's not even looking at us. So that's fine. So then their match goes, and to us, we're cheering, but all of us keep staring at like Cinnamon's ass, because she's just there in like a thong and no top, jumping up and down. Cheering for her friend, and again, we've crossed over from being, this is a lot of fun, to, hey, which one of us is going to fuck this girl if any of us can? Hey, maybe the three of us can. I don't want to see your dick, Dennis. All right, so, eggs, I'm serious, I don't want to see your crotch. All right, so, but that's how stupid we are. We keep thinking we have a shot. So that match ends. And then they go into the back. They wheel the thing into the back in the old ref, and they take care of business. So we're doing. We get Cinnamon a third shot of peppermint schnapps, and I'm like, dude, she's gonna pass out eventually, right? That's gonna happen. So then a half hour goes by, and Dolly comes out, and she joins us at the table, but she joins Cinnamon at the table. She doesn't want to talk to us. She doesn't want to look at us. And she's also all about cash. When the people come by to get table dances, she disappears. Like, Dolly's like, yes, immediately, I'll make money. And then Cinnamon eventually has to go, too. She has to go, and she goes to make money. So the three of us are sitting there, we're just like, oh, God damn it. All right, well, You think we got to? Because now it comes that point in the night where you're like, do you think we should stick around and spend more money on this chick? Do we have a chance? Because I mean, in a strip club, you know you don't have a chance. That's the thing. You know you don't, and you know that they're there to get you to buy drinks and all that kind of shit. We know this, but the fact that she's fucking sitting on my lap and drinking peppermint schnapps, and then and then leaning on my buddy's lap and they're putting her tits in everybody's face, we're like, you know what? Let's fucking. I mean, seriously, there's a pinball machine in this place. Let's hang around. Who knows what's gonna happen? That's right. All right. So who knows? Who knows what could happen? I mean, because again, it's a small enough group to where something like that could possibly occur. Because you've got a bunch of physical activity, you've got athletic competition, you've got naked women. Eventually, you got to figure that's going to happen, and Kelly McGillis is going to be in court with us the next day. So we don't know. So then they got the strip club DJs, or it's funny because Randy and Jason Sklar do a fucking hilarious bit about strip club DJs and how they talk, and they turn the music down and they're like, all right, we got to let you know that we got another bout coming up, a big time bout coming up, and we are looking for tag team partners for this bout. Anyone out there who wants to come up with $50, that's right, $50 can go ahead and get into the ring with the ladies. That's right, $50 can get you into the ring as a tag team partner with the ladies. Let's go. I look at Mike and Dennis, they look at me, and we're just like, we got to fucking do this. We have to do this, right? And Dennis and Mike look at me and they go, no, we don't have to do this. I go, are you fucking kidding me? I go, come on. I go, we have to do it because we've been yelling like jackasses all night, looking like guys who wanted to get involved in the action, and now we're not going to get involved in the action. It's right there for us, God damn it. And they go, dude, we don't want to pay $50 to get in the ring. It's like, and I go, come on, let's do it. They're like, dude, all right, if you want to do it, but we're not doing it. And I go, fine, I'll do it. I go, I'll fucking do it. That'll be hilarious if I do it, right? And they go, yeah, okay. I go, how do I not wrestle a chicken whipped cream? I'm here. How many times am I going to get this opportunity? Certainly never again in front of you guys. I mean, honestly, I don't ever see this coming up again in our lives, right? The three of us will be in the house somewhere, maybe at the mall, and then all of a sudden, boom, they whip out an old guy and a fucking tub of whipped cream and say, hey, let's go at it. That's never going to happen to us again. We're here. Let's do it. So they decide that they want nothing to do with it. But they're like, look, if you want to do it, do it. I go, all right. I go, $50 is, I mean, that's, because again, we brought a coupon to get into this place, all right? We weren't exactly loaded with cash. We're buying schnapps for Cinnamon already. And also, how does she not drink cinnamon schnapps? I don't even. When you think about it, and in my head, I wonder now if it wasn't even invented. Like, I don't even know. No, we had it when I was a kid, right? Yeah, because it was the most disgusting drink in the world. Like, you'd be out with your friends, and someone at the back roads would bust out cinnamon schnapps, and you'd be like, honestly, do you just want me to vomit right here at fucking Royce Road? So, cinnamon schnapps, that was like drinking Tabasco with booze in it. It's terrible. So I'm waiting, and they announced that it was $50, and then my friends and I are talking, and we're like, that's steep. You know what? That's kind of steep. And I go, guys, it is steep, but we will never be able to do this again. And they're like, oh, all right. We don't know how they're going to collect the money, or we go sign up. We have no idea how that works, but we're waiting, and Cinnamon comes back out, and she comes over to the table. And we say, hey, do you got to wrestle the dudes? And she's like, no, they, because I also wanted to know if like we could bid on on chicks. Like I didn't know if like you got to pick your own girl or how it worked. She goes, no, there's two girls who do that. And we said, okay. And we said it's $50. She goes, no, it's not. We go, what do you mean? She goes, well, they say it's $50 to see if anybody signs up, and then what they'll do is they'll make it an auction. And so, like, here we go. All this liquor we've been buying Cinnamon has helped us, folks. We used a coupon, but then we wound up blowing that money on schnapps for Cinnamon. And so we wind up talking to her, and we're like, we learned a secret, a trick of the trade. Wonderful. We're going to go ahead and save some cash. So we wait. And the announcer goes, all right, like we said, guys, anybody can get into the ring with the girls for $50. $50 you can get into the ring with the girls. Who wants to get into the ring? We've got Candy and we've got Tanya. Who wants to get in with Candy and who wants to get in with Tanya? Tag team partners, $50. And then they go and they play another song. So we're Cinnamon. We're like, our Candy, and she points out Candy and Tanya. And Candy is fucking hot. Hot. And now I'm like, all right, guys, we got to pay the $50. Let's just pay the $50, right? $50 isn't bad. That's fine. And they're like, dude, hold out. And Cinnamon's like, no, there'll be an auction. I go, yeah, I understand that. But I mean, candy's worth $50, right? Candy's worth 50. I mean, Tanya's attractive. But I mean, I'm freaking out. And I look at Cinnamon. I go, do I get to pick like whose team I'm on, or how does that work? And she's just like, I don't know. You get in the fucking thing. So no, because now I'm like Candy, and granted I got a half-drunk Cinnamon who I could probably bang out, but instead I'm like, oh, look at Candy, Jesus Christ, that's worth 50. So, and believe me, not the first time in my life I'd had $50 worth of candy. So I'm excited, I'm ready. The song finishes, and then they go, all right, gentlemen, we're going to start the auction. Like they don't even admit that nobody paid the $50. They immediately go right into auction mode. They go, all right, we're going to start the auction to see who wants to be a tag team partner of the ladies, Candy and Tanya. Who wants to get involved in this battle? Who wants to go ahead and get to be a tag team partner and get into the ring? Big time wrestling here at the Wounded Knee Saloon. Who wants to go ahead and take it? And they go, anybody? And nobody bids. Nobody fucking bids. And we're sitting there, and I look at the guys, and I go, fuck, come on, dudes, we got to do this. And they're like, you do it. We're not doing it. I go, all right. And one guy goes, $5. And they're like, all right, we got $5. Who's going to go more than $5? We got $5 for one man who wants to be a tag team. And I go, $10. And they go, all right, $10. We got $10 and we got $5. And I look at the guys. I go, how high can we go? And they go, well, we got like, because they had, we had like $120. But I mean, I'm going to start low. I'm going to stay with 10. So then I'm at $10. They're like, all right, we get $10 and $5. $10 and $5. Anybody want to go higher than $10 and $5? And my buddies are getting their money out, and they go $10 and $5 going once, $10 and $5 going twice. And now in my head I'm like, I should have bid $5. What the hell is wrong with me? I should have gone 6. I would have saved a shot. That would have been a shot. That would have been a shot of schnapps for Cinnamon. But instead they're like, sold to the two men, Candy and Tanya, and you guys are going to go. And so I win. So I'm like, oh, all right, $10. I go, and what was funny, I had my own money, and I go, Mike, give me $10. Ha! I made Mike pay to put me in. So Mike gives me $10. And they go, all right, fellas, come with us. So Candy and Tanya come, and they take our hands, and they take us into the back. And we have to go have a meeting with a guy. And he brings us in the back, and we pay. And then we see Candy and Tanya getting ready, and he goes, all right, who paid $10? And I go, that's me. And so I pay him his 10, and he goes, and you paid 5? He goes, yeah. He goes, all right. He goes, if you paid 10, he goes, you get to pick. I go, what do you mean I get to pick? He goes, you get to pick who you want to wrestle. And I go, you mean like who's on my team? Because I'm thinking we're tag team partners. Because I'm still in athletic mode. I'm still thinking us against them. You know what I mean? Like. And so he goes, no, you get to pick like which of the girls you want to wrestle with. And I'm going to tell you, folks, there's you've heard of the land speed record, where like a guy drives a car faster than anybody can see or the speed of light. And I literally, once my thought process realized what he was saying, because again, my head, I'm still wrapped into teammates, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then I go, so I'm paying to see like who's on my team, and he goes, no, you're paying to see who you want to Candy. Like it's like literally that quick. Like I completely anticipated. I knew he was going to say who I wanted to wrestle, who I wanted to be paired up with. I just literally, no, you're paying to see who you want to Candy. So I get Candy, and I got to tell you, folks, at this time I'm like fat. Okay, I'm a fat guy, but I'm not like I'm not crazy fat. You know, like I got to be in later years. So I'm not in good shape, but I weigh about probably 270 at the time, and you know what, I kind of look like I do now, but about 30 pounds here or there. So they give us the speech. They're like, all right, listen, you're going to go into the ring, and you're going to you get in there, and you wind up just wrestling with the girls. Don't be too rough with the girls, because we will immediately throw you out. And I go, okay, so what do we – and he goes, you know what, here's the way to have a good time. Let them do whatever they want to you. Seriously, just be in the ring, and you're there for them to jump on and do stuff too. He goes, don't go crazy, don't and he's talking expressly to me because he saw me yelling like a fucking jagoff all night long. He's like, don't go crazy, don't turn it into a circus, nobody's coming off the top rope. He goes, just relax, go in and have a good time. That's what you want to do. And I said, yes, that's exactly what I want to do. I go, so I get to wrestle Candy, and he's like, yeah. And I go, you're sure? And he's like, yeah. So the other guy's like, this is great. And I'm like, yeah, shut up. Like, I don't want to talk to that fucking guy. I've got designs on Candy and whipped cream, and that's it. This is a night of cinnamon candy and whipped cream. That's what this night is. So then it dawns on me. I'm like, wait a minute. Uh, okay, so he goes, get ready, guys, get ready, and you'll go out there in like 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, and then I go, wait a minute, do we? And I look at the other dude and I go, do we wrestle in our clothes? Like, how the fuck does this work? And he goes, I don't know. They didn't say anything. And I go, well, fuck, do I have to? I mean, we're gonna be in our underwear? I go, that's fine, I guess. I mean, I can go ahead and do that. So we're in the back, and this girl, like one of the waitresses, comes up and she goes, all right, here you go. She brings a box of shorts out. A box of shorts that we can pick through and put on to fight in. And I look at her and I go, what is this? She's like, it's a box of shorts. Like, you need to wear something in the ring. I said, so I'm wearing some other person's shorts who's been to the Wounded Knee Saloon? She goes, yeah, it's fine. And she points, she goes, look, we got a washer and a dryer. We wash these every night. Don't worry about it. You're fine. And I look at her and I go, I got to put on, I go, because again, folks, I'm in the Wounded Knee Saloon. I don't know if there's going to be crabs. I don't know what the fuck. There could have been like weird diseases that I didn't even know about. I might get dick knee. I mean, that might happen. Again, it's the Wounded Knee Saloon. I might put on the shorts and wind up with a kneecap on my dick somehow, like or a dick hinge. I don't know how the fuck it's going to work, but I'm like, I got to put on strange pants? I mean, that makes no fucking sense. So all of a sudden now $10 is looking a little expensive because eventually I'm going to have to go get shots and get my dick pressed out because of the fucking weird disease it's going to wind up with. I'm going to tear a tendon in my dick knee. That's not good. But I'm like, she goes, well, it's either that or your underwear. And at the time, this is the old days of tighty whities. This isn't, I'm not cool enough to be wearing boxer briefs at this time. I didn't even know they were invented. I'm wearing like regular fucking underwear. And I'm like, all right, well, you know what? Fuck, I'll change. That's fine. So we picked through the shorts, and I mean, what a menagerie of fucking clothing. Yeah, I mean, they washed them. I mean, I don't know what they used, some sort of like adhesive soap. I don't know. It was like kind of like they were sticky and scratchy at the same time. I don't know. It was like touching the clothes. It was like a sponge covered in sand. I mean, it was just like that kind of weird texture, just awful. And so I pick them up and I'm looking at them, and I will tell you this. They covered all the bases size-wise because I pulled out a pair of like 6X shorts. Like, and I just picture the strippers going, if anybody wore that, they'd just be like, oh, man, I don't want to wrestle that guy ever in a billion years. So I found a very tasteful pair of flowered swimming trunks, and we got to change. So then I go in the back and I take my clothes off, and I go, do you guys have a locker, or what do you guys have? And they go, no, just leave your clothes right here on the table. So, I mean, I got a wallet. Like, all of a sudden, again, this whole proposition broke bad once I got into the back because I got to put on, fucking borrowed pants and leave my wallet out where anybody could grab it. And again, we've already established that fucking Dolly wants nothing to do with me. Who knows if she goes right for my wallet when I'm in the ring? I don't know. I don't know how it works. And so now I'm starting to double clutch, and I'm like, all right, I'm standing here in used pants. And I got to leave my fucking clothes out in the elements. I mean, you know what? I don't know if this is such a good idea. And as I'm thinking to myself that it's not a good idea, Candy walks out of the back. And Candy changed out of her floor bikini into her fighting bikini. And I see her walk by, and all of a sudden, everything is right with the world. I go, you know what? I don't need my wallet. I'm in yesterday's pants. Who the fuck cares? I'm going to be in the ring with Candy and whipped cream. Let's do this. Seriously. I am back on board because, dude, she turned around and she had stockings on. All right. She's wearing like a bikini with a thong, and she's wearing white stockings with heels. And she turns around and bends over to adjust her stockings at the waist, and not like oh, I dropped something, I got to pick it up. Just that weird thing where like one leg is completely straight and she bends at the waist and goes, oh, guys, listen. Seriously, if there is a heaven, it's that spot right at the top of the thighs, from that you can see through on a girl, like like when they're standing with their legs together and it goes up and there's that one small shaft of light that comes in just underneath. Oh my Christ, that's where you want to live your entire life. You just want to crawl in there and go, I'm safe, man. So she pulls that and she bends over to fucking fix her stockings, and I'm like, I don't care that I'm in fucking somebody's pants. Let's do this. So I'm in the back, and they go to wheel the ring out, and I see fucking grizzled Wounded Knee Joe in his ref's outfit, but he doesn't take the ride this time in the ring, and I'm like, you gonna walk out for you making an entrance for this fucking battle? They slide the ring out, and all of a sudden, one of the bouncers wearing his ref's outfit comes out. Because apparently they've decided for the safety of the girls, they better have the 6'5", 275-pound muscle guy in there. And I'm like, all right, I'm fine with that. I can live with that. So he comes into the ring, and then they start with this big announcement. They got the fucking lights, and it's all the music, and they're like, all right, let's meet, your opponents. And it was this guy, was his name Gary or Greg? Gary, I think was his name. And Gary, and he walks out, and he's all like, he's kind of shy and embarrassed because of his fucking swim trunks, and he, again, it was a great idea when we were bidding $5 and $10, but then when you're sitting there in somebody else's pants, you're like, this wasn't such a great idea. So they introduce Gary, and he walks out kind of like, he's all pasty white, and he goes in the ring. And then they're like, and Mike. And I fucking walk out, like, because I'm a wrestling fan at the time, and I've been a fan my whole life. I fucking take 2 steps. I asked them if they could play theme music for me. Like, I wanted to pick my song. And they're just like, no, we have an intro, and it's all designed, and everything's fine. So I lived with it. So I walked out, and I just fucking stood, and I looked off into the distance. And just fucking posed and stood there. And like my friends are just like, come on, Schmitty. They're fucking yelling. And I walk up, and I do this. This will mean nothing to anybody, but there was a guy named Carl Nix who played for Indiana State with Larry Bird, and there was a great NBC thing they used of him high-fiving as they introduced him one time, and he's like really mean high-fiving people. That was the face I made. Like I walk out and I'm fucking just high-fiving strangers and all this stuff, and then I get to the ring and I like pointed at the fucking dude, and I like climb into the fucking whipped cream, and everything's great until you climb into the whipped cream, and then you're standing in it and you're like, oh, this doesn't feel good at all. But okay. So then you're in the ring, but then it's stupid. Like the music's going, and then you're like, yay, and then you're like, I'm naked in a room wearing old pants. I mean, what the fuck? So then they introduced, Tanya, and she comes out and she does her thing, and she walks through and she gets in the ring, and then they introduce Candy, and Candy walks out, and it would be, like imagine if I was in a movie and I just like looked at the camera and like raised my eyebrows because she walks out, and then fucking Dennis and Mike look at me and they're just like, dude, and I'm like, dude, and she walks out, and Cinnamon walks up to her. I don't even know why Cinnamon walks up to her and like whispers in her ear, and then kisses her flush on the mouth, just like a huge like French kiss, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to have a boner in somebody else's pants. Crazy. So, but I'm sure it's going to happen. Who knows? Let's see. So Candy gets in the ring, and her and Tanya are in the ring. We're all in the ring, and we're like facing one another. And they're like, all right, on your knees. So, because you're not standing up, you're on your knees. So I get on my knees, and I'm it's weird. It's like there's like fog and smoke and lights, and I'm just looking across the ring at this fucking hot chick, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you? It just seems so weird how it goes from you're in the audience having fun to now I'm topless in a fucking ring filled with whipped cream staring at a hot chick, like, for $10. I mean, for $10. This is a great fucking country. Folks, is this a great country? $10. I'm on my knees. She's on her knees. We're staring at one another, and the referee comes in, and he leans over, and he goes, don't do anything stupid. And I'm just like, uh-huh. Like, I can't even process it. I'm staring at fucking Candy, who, I should tell you, when she got in the ring, she got there and took her heels off and then bent over and rolled her stockings down to take them off, like that whole deal. Oh, dude, forget about it. So she's on her knees and I'm on my knees and we're looking, and they're like, all right, when the whistle blows, just go at it and you fight until we tell you to stop. And there's 3 rounds. So I'm like, okay. So they're like, all right, they blow the whistle. And I like kind of slide over on my knees and she comes over and the first thing she does is she runs her hand along the ground and she pie faces me with a handful of whipped cream. I mean, just hits me right in the face with it. And it's like, boom, she hits me in the face. And I'm like, ah, ha, ha. And it goes in my mouth and in my eyes. And it's at that moment, folks, that I realize this is not whipped cream. This is shaving cream. This is menthol shaving cream in my eyes. My whole face just starts burning. It went in my mouth and in my eyes. And now I don't fucking, like, I can't even think about candy. Like, literally, it's just like she comes across and she scoops it up and puts it right in my face, and I realize on fucking purpose to completely take any idea of fight or anything, any ideas I had of making this fun is gone. Because she puts it right in my eyes start burning, and I can't see a fucking thing. And it's in my mouth, and I'm just like, and before I even process it, she's on me. She fucking leaps on me, and she's just, again, she's a tiny girl, but she's spinning around on me, and she's like on my back, and she's, hit me in the head, and then I fall on purpose. I go down, like I'm on my knees, and I let her jump on me, and I will. She's sliding on me, like there's this great. If you ever go online, like you ever see a Thai massage, but like in Thailand where you get like completely oiled up and they slide all over your body. That's basically what she's doing. She's sliding on me. She's sliding on my legs and like all over me and grabbing. She's grabbing handfuls of crank. I mean, she's like going off. But again, I can't even think about it because my eyes are fucking. I can't see or enjoy any of it because I'm in fucking pain. Like I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So it's burning and it's like this horrible taste in my mouth. It's like it just tastes like mint death. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then she climbs on me and she turns me over and she pins me on the ground. And I'm starting to kind of see now through my tears and fucking shaving cream and literally mint fumes in my eyes. And I can see, I turn around and I look and I see the other guy too. He's all fucked up and Tanya's fucking him up. And then this chick, she climbs on me and she straddles me and then she slides up my body over my face. And I feel her razor stubble of her pussy go over my face. Like I felt it. And it was like, and so I knew, but it's just like, that's what I took away from it. Like I'm all burned up and she fucking slides and I felt, it would be like kissing a dude, I would imagine, because literally her razor stubble went over my face and I felt it. And then she like, sat on my face and like stayed there. And then she's like, doing, and I can't see anything, but I guess I'm having a good time. I'm sort of into it. But I also got a ton of pent up aggression where I'm like, oh fuck my eyes, like I don't know what to do. So she's on my face, and then all of a sudden I hear a whistle, and I can sort of hear it because again there's shaving cream and knees in my ears. So I hear the whistle, and then she slides off me, like, and again the razor stubble right over the face, and I'm like, oh that was great, sort of. So the whistle happens, and then I clean my eye, I clean my eyes out, and they're like, all right, round 1, and I sit up, and the guy Gary. He comes over to me, like he's on his knees, and he puts up his hand, and he's like, dude, like high five. I fucking blasted this guy. I'd fucking hit him with a 2-hander to the chest because I was just like, fuck you, dude. I'm not your dude. And he looks, it's like, because I'm with the chick, we're wrestling, it's eyes burning, I don't know what the fuck's happening, all of a sudden the whistle goes, we're done, I got fucking crazy aggression, I turn around, this guy's like, hey man, and I go, boom, and I fucking jack him, and the funniest part of hitting that guy, he's in a fucking pool of shaving cream, he has no control over himself. He slides off. I mean, it looked like a fish on a dock. He just goes fucking spinning, like, and he fucking does a somersault and a cartwheel into the fucking corner, bam, and he's just leaning there, and I'm just like, I fucking laugh right in his face. Not his face, more of his ass, because he's upside down in the goddamn corner. And I get, even Candy and Tiny laughed, and the fucking crowd is just like, oh! because I drilled this fucking guy. And the ref comes over. He's like, "What was that for?" I go, "Hey, I'm not friends with that guy. I'm not in here to make friends." I'm not in here to make friends. I can't even imagine what I look like covered in fucking shaving cream. It's in my mouth, my eyes. I'm not in here to make friends. Really? Okay. All right, tough guy. And then round 2 started, and again, man, she just because I finally got water and I cleaned my eyes out. First thing, boom, shaving cream right in the eyes. And then I got the hang of it. You just kind of lay there and let her do her gymnastics and do whatever. And then the third, it was funny because in Stripes, John Candy, he takes their tops off, and that's like the big final insult. Well, the third round is straight up topless. And the third round I got a little aggressive. I'm not gonna lie to you folks, because then she would like slide on me, and then she went to go, and I like kind of grabbed a handful and like spun her around and did all that. I lifted her up like at one point because she went to climb on me, and because now we're slippery. So then I like spun her around and I put her on my shoulders, you know what I mean, and I like had her over my head, and she was like small, and it was great. And so I mean, and I will say then, I mean, she's really hot and like just like tiny fucking so round 3 ends, and my friends come over, and I'm just standing there talking to them, and I'm like, they're like, literally, I'm having a conversation. I'm like, dude, that was awesome. They're like, dude, you were hilarious when you hit that guy. It was the funniest fucking thing in the world. And I go, yeah. And I see Gary, like he's limping to the back. I don't know if he got such a pussy, he got injured in his battle with Tanya. I don't know, but he limps off. And I'm standing there talking, and I'm like, yeah. And all of a sudden it dawns on me, I look like the fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I gotta get fucking. I'm naked, other than swim trunks, and I'm covered from head to toe in shaving cream and tears from the fucking burning eyes. So I go in the back, and luckily my clothes are still on the table, and I'm like, and then it dawns on me, I'm like, I don't even know, because I hadn't thought this through. Like, I don't know what the procedure is or whatever. And they go, hold on, we'll get you a shower. And I said, oh, okay. And I in my brain, my tiny brain, I went, shower. Yeah. Candy and Tanya are covered in shaving cream. Hey, wait a minute. Are they going to be in the shower? Wait a minute. This is, maybe it's like a little bonus for your cash. I'm like all excited. And so I'm waiting. And then I see there's the girls are in the back. You can see them. There's a shower. And it's like a high school gymnasium type of shower. They got 2 showers, and the girls are both in there getting cleaned up. And I will tell you, that was worth the fucking price of admission to see fucking Candy and Tanya in the shower, just getting like washing shaving cream out of every crack of their body, and still wearing their bottoms. But then like the best ever was like Candy like pulled her bottoms open to like let the water go in there, and like and I'm just like, oh dude, I am soiling somebody else's shorts. So we got to wait our turn. Okay, so me and Gary are in the hallway, covered in shaving cream. It's still burning the fuck out of my eyes, and I mean, and now it's getting like crunchy, like because it's like I'm in open air now. I'm not friction or moving. Now it's like forming on me. So now I'm going to be. It's almost, you know what? It's like Cynthia Plaster Caster decided to make a full body mold of me. Okay, that's what I mean. It's like, so she's got a fucking full size Mike Schmidt for her collection made out of fucking shaving cream. So I'm waiting, and it's like I'm getting encased, and pretty soon I think I'm not even be able to move. It's gonna be an oil can. Like I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. So Gary and I are in the hallway waiting our turn, and the guy comes over and he goes, "What are you guys waiting for?" We're like, "What?" And he goes, "Get a shower." Like get. And I go, "Oh." Oh, all right. So I go to like walk in where Candy and Tanya are still showering. He goes, no, fuck, dude, no. He goes, that's for the dancers. And we go, what do you mean? And he goes, right over there. He points. There's like a rusty gutter with a torn curtain in front of it. Like, and I look at him and I go, are you serious? He goes, yeah, that's the shower for the guys. Go. And I look at Gary and I'm not kidding you, folks. It's a shower head that has no shower pressure at all. It's just trickling water. Like you can see it coming out of it. Even when you turn it on, it makes this noise. Like, you know how when you turn on a faucet and the pipes go kong kong? It does that. I turn the shower on and it makes this weird noise. And then brown water just starts trickling out of the shower head. Like it's no shower pressure at all. And the curtain, it's not even a curtain. It's a doily on a fucking bar. I mean, it's just like this tiny. And I look at Gary and I go, are you going to do this? And he goes, yeah. So he gets in there and he starts taking his shower. And by shower, I mean just standing there and letting brown water run on him. No soap, by the way. No soap at all. You're just basically rinsing the shaving cream off of you. And I'm looking, and in my head, I'm like, I can't do this. I'm gonna get fucking tetanus from this fucking fake shower. I'm not. You know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not, and then I say I'm not doing it, and as I say I'm not doing it, I go to walk, and I turn around. There's a mirror on the wall, and I look at myself, and I look like a fucking birthday cake without a candle. I mean, I'm just like covered. It's like peaks and whips. It's like all over me. I look like a lemon meringue pie, folks. I mean, I just like and like crunchy and fucking just awful. And I go, well, you know what? Maybe I can just go in the sink and wash up. And I go, I can't take that shower. And then I think to myself, you know what, dude? You're wearing rent-a-pants. How much worse is the shit shower going to wind up being? So Gary finished, I climbed in, and it took fucking 15 minutes, but I fucking cleaned up as much shaving cream as I possibly could. Went back out on the floor. My friends are waiting there, and they're like, "Dude, it's been 45 minutes. What the fuck? Did you go with the dancers? Is that what? Like they thought I was getting laid in the back." I'm like, "No, sorry. I was showering in a shower that was less than the quality of the shower on MASH. Have you ever seen Hawkeye go ahead and get fucking cleaned up? I was in something subpar to that." And I leave. I finally get dressed. I come out. We're splitting, and I'm like, dudes, where's Tanya? Where's Candy? Like, where is everybody? They're like, nah, dude. After the fucking matches, like it dried up. Like all the chicks split. We're like, oh, all right. So we go out to the car, and I look for my wallet, and my wallet is gone. It's not in my pants. And I go, you gotta be fucking kidding me. My wallet is stolen? That's fucking ridiculous. So then it's not in my back pocket, and I'm like, God damn it. So I go back in, and I grab my coat. It's in my jacket. But that means someone took it out of my pants to put it in my jacket. So I take my wallet out, and I look in it, and everything's fine. And then I look, and Cinnamon's phone number is in my wallet.
Whoa! Yes!
But my favorite part is she put Cinnamon. So then in my head, I'm like, is that her real name? Like, could that possibly... Cinnamon with her phone number. That story was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Jesus Christ. Came away with fucking cataracts and a phone number for $10. All right, you guys can write me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can write me at MySpace.com/MikeSchmidtComedy. Please remember that year one download sets are still available. You can purchase them at MikeSchmidtComedy.com/store.asp. You can also get the Skull Pie t-shirts there. Also at lookatmeshirts.com. Go to either of those places and get yourself a Skull Pie t-shirt with Little Schmitty eating pie out of somebody's skull, as he's been known to do. If you guys want to write me at a P.O. Box, you guys can write me at, like I said, Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com and give me your address. Or no, why would you do that? You want my address. So go ahead and call. I'll send you a P.O. Box number, and then that will be fine, and we'll get you involved with that, and you can send me whatever you want. If your band has a CD or anything like that. People have been very nice and expressed interest, and then I had to mix up whatever. So if you can do that, that'd be great. Please remember that the Monday Night Tease runs every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. That's Monday nights at 10 o'clock here in Los Angeles, I guess Hollywood, West Hollywood, whatever it is, but you'll find it. And our friend Lili von Stupp is the producer of that. And also you can write Lili at burlesque411.com. That's Lili at burlesque411.com. Write her and tell her you're sad about her surgery and find out if you can contribute to the Lili von Stupp Surgery Fund. I don't know if it exists yet, but go ahead and write her and see if you can do something like that for her. Remember to become our friends on Facebook or MySpace, although MySpace has become the the ghetto of the internet now. Nobody's on there anymore, but go there. I'm always accepting friends. And also remember at MySpace, the alternate drawing is always there. Mex's alternate artwork is going to be there. And also go ahead and review the show on iTunes if you feel so enchanted. I don't know if that's the word. And you can rate the show on iTunes and all that stuff. And so let's all do that. Let's all rent it. Rent it? Yeah, let's rent the show. Let's rate it and review it. This is awful. I'm shaking, folks. I like in my head. I didn't think I was going to tell that. It was like literally. I had something completely different to talk about today, and I saw Lily's shirt, and that was it. Forget about it. All right. So now in my head, I'm like, all right. So please, by all means, go ahead and subscribe to those things and buy those things. And Christ, these plugs are horrendous. Honestly, remember I talked about suicide earlier? I'm in. I honestly, I'm just gonna have to do something like I'm gonna have to jump off of a bridge because I can't stop telling people to buy fucking year one download sets. All right. Now it's all right. Now it's off to Thailand to investigate David Carradine's murder. I can't believe, like, I've been reading this story, and it first started out, it was like, oh, he died. And I'm like, oh, that's a bummer, 72. And then they're like, oh, he killed himself. Speaking of suicide, he went ahead and hanged himself. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I said, that's, like, profoundly sad that if you're 72 years old that you wind up hanging yourself and killing yourself. Like, it just seems, but then again, maybe it's not profoundly sad. Maybe it's like someone goes, I've lived all the life I want to live, and therefore I'm ready to check out. Let's do this, and I'm going to handle it my own way. So in my head, I was trying to balance out whether it was sad that he killed himself or it was a happy death. Like if he was like, it was a happy hanging. He was like, we went with a smile on his face. And then a day later, we find out, yeah, he probably went with a smile on his face. As someone strung him up like a fucking piñata and tied his hands and his neck and his balls together. And they said it was autoerotic asphyxiation. Now, I'm trying to figure out what tying it around your balls does. Like tying it around your, like, I guess, because it's around your neck and that's the choking part of it. But then it's like, is it like a cock ring? Because it was funny. I even said that to Karen. I go, I don't know why we do this. She goes, it's like a cock ring. I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks, hon. I'm glad you pointed that out. And then Karen's, I was like, well, we got to try that then. And she's like, a cock ring? And I'm like, no, the hanging thing with the rope. And she goes, well, we tried it once before. And, it's funny because we sort of did. Like when you're married and you wind up having sex and doing stuff, you're like, hey, what if we choked each other? Like, I mean, it's just like it just shows up. So one day we were like, let's see what that works. But I wouldn't do it to her. I wouldn't do it to her because the last thing I need is like, because I have big hands and then it's going to be bruising on her neck and then all of a sudden her trachea snaps and then it's like, and all of a sudden I'm fucking the preppy killer from Central Park and it was like, hey, it was rough sex. So I let her choke me. I was like, you do it to me. So she's just like, literally, like, we don't know how to do it. We don't know the fucking facility. We didn't have a rope. We didn't have anything. So she's just choking me. Like we're, choking and fucking and doing whatever. And I'm like, this isn't working. Like all it is I'm joking. I started to black out a little bit. Like I started to kind of like, I felt it in my eyes, but it didn't do anything for us. So I'm like, well, maybe you need a rope and a shower door and you need all that fucking stuff. Carradine had it right. I guess Carradine had it right, although he went a little too far, obviously. But Hutchins and Carradine, they know what they're doing. You get a belt and you make the move. But Karen and I we had no facility for it at all. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing. All I know is we were fucking and choking. That was basically it. But now Carradine, so he dies and they find that he's all tied up. He's fucking trussed up and getting hammered. And then his family. Here's my favorite part. His family wants the FBI to investigate. Yeah. Because that's what we want to do in this time in the war on terror and fucking terrorists trying to sneak dirty bombs into our country. We want the fucking agents to go over and see if Kung Fu got a hand job. That's what I want to fucking do. Let's go ahead and put our best men on the case of whether somebody was able to snatch the pebble from his ass while they hung him up from a goddamn shower rod. Yeah, that's okay. I think that's what the FBI is thinking to themselves. They're like, we can only hope that some 80-year-old man hangs himself in a sex accident in fucking Thailand so we can figure out what the last thought that went through his head was while 3 lady boys with Astroglide all over their hands stole his wallet. Yes, I think we I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a decent guy because I am a jerk. And I'm not a jerk. Man, I'm an awful guy. I'm not an awful guy. I am not a good guy. But I don't think I'm a bad person overall. So, and go ahead and by all means judge that. I'm kind of a jagoff. I got the future. What am I talking about? But I am a jagoff. And I'm not a jerk. I'm a nice guy. It's just I guess I have jerky tendencies. I've done so much ridiculous stuff, and then I wonder afterwards, I'm like, man, how come I don't hang out with anybody? Here's why, because you're a dick. You're finished. 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 You're finished.